Okay. I'm just going to open it up so the model is the only thing that we can actually select, and it's just makes it clearer. Go back to the roof. All your settings are correct. You go back over here, and now you don't have to select the selection tool because it's saying a roof. A roof is based on a plane, so wherever you click it, I mean, if you were silly enough to come down on this face plane and click, it would create a roof. So we'll just undo that. So we'll go over here and click. Okay. I lost, somehow I've got the 7 on 12. I've got gable, I've got plumb cut, but my fascia and my overhang are screwy, right? So what I want to do is 6 inches fascia height is good, but the overhang, I want that to be 24. So I'm just going to go back and 24, it's still selected. So I'm going to do undo, come over here, and now why am I having trouble with this? Z. Fascia height 6, overhang 2 feet, 7 on 12, gable. Oh, let me check something. No. Okay. I've just discovered a little issue with the DWG. DWGs most always come in with, they're drawn in virtual space in actual dimensions, in feet and inches. So if you measure something on a DWG, it should be, correct. However, for some reason, this is not. Because if I go down here to the measure tool and I look at this corner and I just click once and I click twice, I'm at like 281 feet. There's no way, that's correct. So what I suspect is it's inches. So I'm going to simply do some math here real fast. 281 inches divided by 12 equals 23 feet 4 inches. So it is 12 times bigger than it's supposed to be. Okay, so it's 23. That dimension is 23 feet 4 inches. The vertical height, 23 feet 4 inches. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to get my box tool. I'm going to come into this corner, and I'm going to draw. Oops, wrong plane, right? Undo. Go down here and select the XY plane. Come down here. I'm going to just an arbitrary box, and I'm going to start to come up, and then I'm going to punch in 23 feet 4 inches. 23 feet 4 inches, and hit enter. Okay? So that's how high that whole thing should be. Okay. Now, let's go up and unlock everything. Everything. Okay? And do a select all. Now, what you need now, we need to scale everything down so that the vertical height and everything else is in proportion to that, the height of that particular box. Go over here to our move, and now we can, here we want U scale. This is where everything gets scaled. If I chose this one, I could, scale it in the vertical direction or the horizontal, that kind of thing. We want to do everything at once. So I come over here, and the first thing it says is, okay, where's the base point? Well, the base points are right there. And what do we, now if I scaled it now, I'd be scaling my box I drew. Don't want to do that. So I go back and get my selection tool, hold my shift key down, go make sure I'm on object, go down here and click that box so it's off. I'll go back to the scale tool, click on the base, click on the height, bring it down, boom. Okay, Now we've moved everything except the floor plan. Z. Okay. We want to, when we scale this, we want to scale everything. So let's go back up to our layers palette. Let's turn on the plan, turn on the side elevation. Okay, everything is active. Do select all. So we're going to scale everything at once. Go over here to the scale tool. Click at the bottom of the wall. Okay, now what we want to scale everything except our box we just drew. So get the selection tool, hold down the shift key, click on it. We've just deselected it. Go back to the scale tool, go down to the corner. That first corner is a base point. Okay, and then this vertical height, because we knew that was 23 feet 4 inches, supposed to be. Click. Now go all the way down to that vertical height. Now we've got everything, everything where we want it. So we'll deselect. We don't need our little silly box anymore. Okay. We've done a major change, so Command S to save. All right. Okay. Now we were drawing roofs. And we want to draw the roofs on the model. And I would rather start locking things so that I don't inadvertently draw them on something else. We're going to do 7 on 12, the gable, plumb cut, 6 inch, 2 foot, so we're good. So, okay, so now we've got a roof, okay? And this little box has got a little roof also, okay? So we put the two roofs. Now this one is just a simple shed roof, and we'll deal with that a little bit later. Okay, now we've got these hollow, openings. The end. This is a solid mass all the way up, but it's got a hollow end as far as we're concerned. Okay, I'm going to go up here to the side elevation. I'm going to turn it, ghost it. I don't really need the entry thing. Also, just ghost it. Now, what we want to do is we want to fill that up. Now we could sit there and try to click and click and click and click and whatever, but there's a better way. So what we want to do is we want to go down here to a tool that actually fills in between two things. Okay, and that's this guy right here. So the first thing it says is what plane are you going to work with? And it's going to be this plane that's underneath the existing roof, right? Okay, and then it's going to say, okay, I'm going to extend that, but where to? And so I'm going to say, I moved out with the Option Command key, I moved up, and I'm going to say, okay, I want you to push that plane up to that plane. Okay, see what happened? Okay, now since it was, that's the plane, and it said, okay, well, that's the plane on which I just did, you get this kind of screwy shape, but it's solidified the end of the building. You know that's what you really want. Well, there's a simple way to get rid of this excess up here, and that is to use another tool, which down here is the Modify tool, and here's your choices. You can take two objects and you can join them together. You could take two objects and whatever overlaps, this is what you're left with. You can subtract one from another, or you can kind of do a combination of all of those and end up with, the intersection as a solid and the initial pieces as solids, So what we want to do is we want to simply subtract two elements. So it says, okay, pick the object that you want to work with. So we're clicking anywhere on the church block itself. And then it says, what do you want to subtract from it? And it's really the roof, okay? It's the roof. Okay, now don't panic. Your roof disappeared, but we'll go get it. So get the selection tool, come down onto the excess piece, and hit delete. Okay? So now this church box is just the way we want it. But we lost our roof. Well, no biggie. You come down here to your layer palette or whatever, and go over to the unghost tool, and go somewhere near where your roof is, and it'll turn red. Okay? Once you do that, click on it. Bingo, you've got it. All right? Okay, so you gotta do the same thing over here, right? Gotta do the same thing over here. So we go with this tool, spin it around so we can see what we're doing. I want to take that plane, Option Command key again to rotate around to that plane, same thing. I want to deselect it. I want to go in here and subtract. I want to take this and subtract my roof. Okay, I'm clicking on the solid. Whoops. What I want to do is I want to select the solid and make sure I've got solid selected. Go down on the church, hit the roof, click up here, make sure I've got solid over here, click on it, hit delete, go to my unghost, go over here until the roof turns red, and bingo. Okay, major changes, Command S to save. All right. So we've got the beginnings of this model started. Okay. Now here, this roof over here, let's Command minus. Let's look at it in elevation. Now, if you did Command minus and everything disappeared, just get Command F to get it centered again. And here we are. And the easiest thing I've always done is just to get this 3-point tool. Okay. Remember, I told you that if you come down on a face of a rectangle or whatever, and you click, you're going to be drawing on that. You're going to be actually drawing on that face. Oops. Just hit Z. See? You're just drawing on that face. So that roof overhang actually extends out over the porch, I think. But let's just go ahead and get this 3-point tool, zoom in a little bit in here, and go in and just click there, come up, for your thickness of your roof, and click, and make it an arbitrary thickness. Look up up there, its height is 0. So make it, 20 feet, just so it's a solid. Okay, now remember, we drew a pyramid. My mistake. Bloody thing. Try it again. Come down here, come up, up, 20 feet. Okay, Option Command to rotate around a little bit.